everybody. For today's video, I wanted to talk with you just a little bit about gas mileage. So first I want to start this video by saying when we had our first Class A motorhome, we were stopped at a gas station once and there was a gentleman pumping gas next to us. And he said to my husband, "So, what kind of gas mileage you get in that thing?" And my husband just smiled at him and said, "You know, if gas mileage is your biggest concern, this might not be the hobby or lifestyle for you." And the guy just smiled and said, "Touche." So I first want to start by saying that. Number one, first and foremost, gas mileage is not the priority for us. It's the RV lifestyle that is the priority. But I do know that because of gas mileage, it impacts your cost to live this way, right? So it has to be something that you, even if you are not consumed with what that gas mileage is, you have to be somewhat aware so that you can budget for it. Or at least we have to budget for it. Maybe you don't, but we do. So I wanted to share with you, we bought our truck new. And we bought our RV new. And so we just got back from our very first trip. So we are originally from Indiana. So we went from Indiana through Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, and then down to Texas. And we spent 14 days in Texas with our family there. And then coming back, we went Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. So that's the route that we took. And in that process, we had to go through the Ozark Mountains. So that was the big unknown for us, right? Was how would the truck do? How would the tow happen in the mountains? And how is it going to impact our gas mileage? So I just wanted to report to you today how that all went. So just as a recap, we have the Chevy 3/4 ton crew cab pickup truck with a full bed or long bed, okay? We're also towing a 41-foot from nose to tail, a 41-foot Jayco Eagle 355 MBQS. And we average that probably the towable weight that we're pulling is about 13,500 pounds. Okay. The other thing that I want to preface before I show you the actual stats on the gas mileage is that we did all interstate driving. When we were going to and from, or when we were towing, we were all interstate. And once we were in Texas, we stayed in the city. So we were doing city driving during that time as well. So now let me show you what that looked like on our gas mileage. So here you go. I know it says trip one, but as you can see, the total miles driven equals the total distance of trip one. So this is actually our total mileage since we bought this truck. And keep in mind, we had the RV before the truck. So we had the truck about a week before we hit the road. So this is the total miles we've driven, 3,769.1 miles, and we've averaged 9.3 miles per gallon. We're pretty thrilled with that, folks, okay? Now, like I said, not all of that was towing time, right? Because the 14 days we were stationary and we weren't towing. But here's what's important to note is that today we did a 50-mile test. So while we were driving today, we did a 50-mile look at what kind of gas mileage we were getting while towing. And today we were getting 8.1 miles to the gallon. Now, keep in mind that was Illinois and Indiana, which is not incredibly hilly at all. We're pretty low level here. So it averages out to this 9.3, but keep in mind that when we went through the Ozarks, we certainly did not get that. I don't know exactly what the mileage was. We think it was probably between around 6-7 when we were going through the mountains. But the truck went through the mountains just great, no problems at all, but I'm sure we didn't get the kind of gas mileage that we do on flat land. So there you go. That is the recap of this trip's mileage. So I hope you found that helpful. Like I said, mileage isn't everything when you're RVing because, obviously if we were looking for a really a gas mileage economical way, we probably wouldn't be towing great big vehicles and driving big trucks. But when you've chosen this lifestyle and you're trying to prepare for what it's going to cost you to live this way, it is important to at least have an estimate, right? And I will tell you, as far as gas prices, I know this is no shock to anyone. It's true around the world, but gas prices are currently up, right? So that's something you have to factor in as well. I will tell you that on this trip, our gas prices ranged from the 260s, I think might have been the lowest price that we paid for gas per gallon, and the highest $3. So, that's a pretty significant range, per gallon difference there. But we use an app. It is a pricing app for gas stations, and we do that just to get the best price we can in the area. We're not going to divert too far off of the interstate. In fact, we don't divert off the interstate at all. We're buying most of our gas right on interstate places, but we are looking at that app so that we can get the best price possible within a really close proximity to where we're driving. So there you go, a little update on our first trip and the mileage that we got on our towable vehicle. So we hope you'll continue to follow us on this adventure. Like always, don't forget, we're on Facebook and Instagram at Hendrick Home on the Highway. We also have a website, and we are updating that pretty regularly. That's hendrickhomeonthehighway.com. And please continue to follow us on this YouTube channel, where we will just take you along with us on this journey that we're experiencing. So have a great day, and we'll see you down the road.